Time now for Sid 6-0. This is where you get 60 seconds of just blah, blah. People magazine were the first source to report on Ryan Reynolds' interest in buying the Ottawa Senators. Look, Ryan Reynolds is one of the biggest movie stars in the world. He already owns a soccer team in Wales, and he's Canadian. I get the speculation. But part of me didn't buy it. Seemed like some people were connecting easy dots in a rather lazy way. Then Monday night happened. That's when Reynolds himself, while appearing on The Tonight Show, said that yes, he is interested in being part of a group that could buy the Sens. He would need a billionaire to help out, but he's interested. Then Tuesday happened. Not only did Reynolds make an appearance at the Senators game in Ottawa, but the crowd gave him an ovation reminiscent of something Daniel Alfredson or Marian Hossa would have gotten back in the day in that building. That's some serious star power who wants in. It seems like it's happening. He wants in. There's excitement in our nation's capital from a hockey sense. It has been a while. There's some great hockey fans in that market. And it's good to see. Jeff Marek, who has a real blue check mark by his name on Twitter, by the way. He's the real Jeff Marek from the Jeff Marek Show.
Don't worry, Elon's going to get around to me and give me the punt when I don't fork out $8 to him.
You're in the queue. He's coming after you. Jeff Marek Show at Sportsnet 590 The Fan. Hockey Night in Canada. 32 Thoughts, the podcast. One of the biggest pods in the country. Jeff, appreciate you. Listen, I'm trying to poke a hole in this for Sens fans. I can't. I think this is amazing.
There's not. You know, and the one thing I love about you is you're cynical about everything when it comes to sports, and maybe not just sports, but politics and art and entertainment and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Just life in general. But even you can't see the negative in this one, Sid. No, there really is no downside. You know, this is kind of, and this would, like, let's be on the same page about this. This would be sort of in a minority position.
For sure.
This is sort of like, you know, Marshawn Lynch is, you know, one of the minority owners with the Seattle Kraken. Macklemore is another one. This has become more of a thing in sports with celebrities or other, big name athletes, you know, getting ownership stakes in organizations. And listen, it's great marketing play. It's great for promotion. I mean, you just showed how riled up the fan base got when they saw Ryan Reynolds at the Ottawa Senator gig. It's awesome. It's great. You know, Gary Bettman. Like, when did you think you'd ever hear Gary Bettman use the phrase sugar mommy or sugar daddy? Well, there it was on Saturday in regards to Ryan Reynolds and needing, you know, a multi-billionaire to help pull this off. I don't think anyone would be surprised if whichever group it is, the Jeff York group, whichever group ends up getting the Ottawa Senators, if Ryan Reynolds isn't involved, and he is playing this thing perfectly, isn't it? Like no matter who gets this, there's going to be some pressure from the league to involve Ryan Reynolds. Like, he's plucking this one like a fiddle, Sid.
I mean, a couple things. One, I can never unhear Gary Bettman saying sugar daddy and sugar mommy again. I have to clean out my ears with soap. But I mean, listen, for him to just appear at the game the other night, and I know the Canucks were in town, he's a Vancouver guy, I get it. Just that he understands it. The visual, the players, for those who missed it in the role we just showed you, the players on the bench, a team that's lost 6 in a row and has things on their mind, are tapping the bench for Deadpool himself. And it's worth running again. Thanks, Kim. This is an extraordinary piece of video, Jeff. It really is.
I just love how everyone's buying. He just happened to be there. None of this was planned. None of this was choreographed. You know, the shot is framed perfectly. No one's around him. He's isolated. Oh, look, is that a spotlight? Look at this very, very spontaneous moment, Sid. How long have you been in television, Sid?
Listen, but when it works, right, Jeff? I don't care how transparent it is. When it's perfect, it's perfect.
No.
Go ahead.
You're right. This one is a bulletproof win-win. If they can pull this off, this is the bulletproof win-win for sure.
And a team that one day will spend to the cap. Like, this has it feels like all the dominoes. And I want to respect the Melnyk family and what they've done in that market. I'm hesitant on this story a little because there was a lot of excitement there, but I want to respect the family who are still very much in mourning. But there's obviously a next step that people in that market are looking to. And quite frankly, considering how bleak it's been, I think they're allowed. You know, I don't think it's disrespectful. I think they're allowed.
And I think the daughters are going to still retain some type of equity play when all is said and done. Like, these are two daughters that are in their early 20s, and you know, we all know what's going to happen, how the team's going to get sold, the LeBreton Flats Arena project and entertainment district and all of that. But I think at the end of it, the family, like the Melnyk family, will still remain part of the Ottawa Senators. It'll be a minority play, a minority equity play here, but there'll still be some Melnyk attached to this one.
You know, and I know we talk a lot of Leafs in this segment for obvious reasons. Just want to give a shout out to one of the great hockey markets in the National Hockey League that sometimes we don't get to enough for obvious reasons. There has been a lot of winning,
great.
but I'm really happy for that market and what's to come. Jeff Marek, the Jeff Marek Show on Sportsnet 590, The Fan, 32 Thoughts of Podcast, Hockey Night in Canada, one of the busiest guys in the business. Love you, Jeff. Appreciate you. Thank you.
Great to see Tammy back.
Yes, Tammy.
Thanks, Sid.
Yes.
Jeff, what's up,
Tammy
Marek?
Sullivan. A huge.
That's my old radio colleague from a million years ago in
Really?
local Toronto
I didn't
radio.
know
Oh,
this.
yeah. Jeff and I used to work
Oh,
together,
yeah.
man.
Oh, small world, Jeff, isn't
Yeah.
it? Small
Oh yeah,
world.
she's the best. Tammy's awesome.
Awesome. You're
love
the
you,
best.
Jeff.
Love you. Thanks for waking up, man. Appreciate
Be
you.
well.
Waking up with us. I knew you were going to wake up at some point. Just want to make that clear.